Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for part 3 of my 7-part series on my writing journey and leading up to National Novel Writing Month. Today I'm going to talk about my retirement. Okay, so I'm not actually retired, but ever since I quit my job I've been joking that I am just living the retired life, and that was the plan. I quit my job at the end of May, moved back to my hometown, like May 31st, if there's 31 days in that month. And then my plan was to not work for June, July, and August, and then maybe in September look to get a part-time job just to, you know, supplement funds. I had a little bit of savings left over and was planning on mooching off family, which I have been doing. But it didn't really work out that way, but we'll get into that in a minute. So pretty much for the past year I really decided to start cracking down on getting into writing. I took some writing classes, which was absolutely the best decision I could have made. Like I mentioned in my first video, just because it gave me the confidence in knowing that I was doing the right thing and it wasn't just a complete waste of my time. And I just kind of started writing everywhere and anytime I could. So I remember like every day going to a job that I didn't particularly like, working 10 hours, killing myself for it, and then going home and writing where I could. And I remember working until 11 o'clock at night and then going downtown, because I live downtown Vancouver, and finding a coffee shop that was open 24 hours so I could sit there for 2 hours and write. And it was just killing me. And the thing was it was a job that had potential to go further if I wanted to, but I didn't want it to. It was just there to pay the bills because I wanted to be an author. It's all I want to do. And I was bringing my notebook everywhere. When I went for lunch, I would bring it with me to lunch to write. On my coffee breaks, yeah, it was only like 15 minutes, but I was writing. On the train or the bus when I was going home, I was writing. Like, I was writing as much as I could on the days that I worked, and on the days that I didn't work, I was writing even more. I'd be staying up super late to write as much as I could, getting up early, going to a coffee shop for a couple hours, then going home, then going to the library for a couple hours, and then going back to a coffee shop for a couple hours. Like, I was writing as much as I sustainably could, and I was burning myself out to do it because of real work. And so the whole time though, I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere because I was putting as much time as I could into my stories, but there was always this real job holding me back. So I decided that something had to give, and I decided that something was my job. So I stopped thinking and I acted. And at the end of April, I put in a month's notice for my job and a month's notice for my apartment. And I called my mom and said, "Mom, can you come get me?" I mean, it wasn't quite like that, but she came and got me, which was very nice of her. And I started to downsize, and I got rid of as much stuff as I could. I sold my bed, I sold furniture, like brought stuff to donation centers, just like get rid of everything. The only thing I need are my notebooks and my books and all my stationery and pens because I have a problem. And I'll admit, I'm lucky. I had someone who would come and get me, so I didn't have to pay that much for the cost of coming back, and I had a place that I could stay. And it let me take a break from the hecticness and just kind of breathe, relax, get away from that 9-to-5 business. Even though it was never 9 to 5, it was like 6 to 4 or 1 to 11. It was terrible. And yeah, so it was just nice to have a pause. Like I said, my plan was to take off like June and July and realistically August, but it didn't really work out that way. The day I think I was moving back, so like May 30th or 31st, my aunt texted me. Yes, that aunt, the one that got me the Harry Potter book, and she said, "Hey, did you want a job?" And I said, "Hey, no." And she's like, "Okay, I get it." And then day or two later, "Hey, so we're really strapped at the theater here. Do you want a job?" No. And then somehow, by the end of that week, I found myself talking to the manager of the theater and signing some paperwork and getting a job. I'm not sure how that happened. I blame the fact that I'm a people pleaser, but it was only supposed to be temporary, just for the month of June. So I was like, that's fine. Like, the month of June, I'm just getting back into things anyways, working for a month, and then I'll just take July, August, and maybe September off. Fine by me. I'm still employed there. But, you know, it's all right. They're really great people, and they're people that when I tell them about my dreams and my goals, I think it's because it's a theater and everyone's kind of creative oriented, they support me. There's no, sure, you're gonna do that, which is something that I found I was getting at my other job. Not all the time, but more of the time than I am now. Now there's only one person I work with who's like, sure, like, you're gonna get published. I'm like, you just wait. You will eat those words, because when I get published, I'm bringing my book and I'm stuffing it down your throat. No, I wouldn't actually do that. But for the most part, everyone's super supportive and it's great. And, you know, I only work a couple days a week, and it's nice because it gives me that little bit of structure that I need to encourage me to write on those other times. So instead of working to live, I'm just living and writing and working occasionally. And the nice thing is, like, I only work a couple days a week and I only work a couple hours a week, so it works for me. And I'm lucky that I have a place that I can stay, that I don't need to like pay the insane amount of rents that I was paying when I was in Vancouver. So I'm super grateful for my situation, and I still, when people ask about what I'm doing, I say I'm retired, because in all honesty, I feel like I'm retired. It's very chill, and it's very good. Do I plan on being retired for long? Yes, pretty much forever. So, ideally, I will get published. I will write this book that I've been working on forever, well, this trilogy, and it'll get published, and then my next book will get published, and then all the stories that are floating around in my head will get published, and then I'll actually quit the theater. I keep telling them I'm going to, and I just never do. And then, yeah, and then I will be retired for the rest of my life, because I'll just be doing the thing I love, which is writing. Honestly, I remember thinking years ago, I don't even care if I get famous. I don't even care how many people read my story, because I don't. If I can write and get my books published and make enough that I can make ends meet, that's all that matters. And so I'm going to continue enjoying my retirement, hopefully for the rest of my life, and just writing, because writing is just, I don't even have words to describe how writing makes me feel. It is just amazing, and this retirement is also amazing, even though it's not really retirement, but for all intents and purposes, I'm going at my own pace, doing what I want to do, basically retirement. And I have said the word retirement a million times now in the last 8 minutes, and I'm sorry for that. But if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button. This is probably the more boring ones of my series, but that does mean that it is part of a series, and it's only video 3, which means you can check out video 1, video 2, and video 2.5, which are already up, and you can watch for video 4 through 7 coming up starting tomorrow. Feel free to subscribe if you want to catch those as soon as they come out. And thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow for video number 4, which I believe is on my past National Novel Writing Month stories and how I managed to win with those stories. So I'll see you tomorrow.